Sabbath. The new year, which is also encompasses Sabbath. Because that's how the holy angels have been keeping things, the course, from the beginning. Okay, y'all got that? All right. All right, now let's read. Let's go to Exodus, and let's read the Passover story of how we get to the Passover here. How many verses we have there in that chapter?
We have 51.
51. Okay, let's go there. No, we're gonna go all the way through here. We're gonna go into Matthew also. All right, you can start. We're going to work our way around here and we should do 7 each.
This is Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. And the Most High Ahijah spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Verse 5, Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it from the sheep or from the goats. Verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month.
The 14th day of the same month. Now, as we know, the year ends on a Sabbath, and it starts on a what? First day of the week. Always remember that. The year itself is still counts of 7. Mm-hmm. Just like your first day will begin on Saturday sundown. You understand? It will always begin. The year will always begin on Saturday sundown. Just like your week ends on, excuse me, let me make that clear. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the 7th day. Your year will always end the same way. 7. It will always begin, just like you have Saturday sundown to Sunday sundown. It will always begin on the first day. Read.
Verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month.
So that's the second week of the same month. Read.
And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 posts, on the 2 side posts, and on the upper doorposts of the houses wherein they shall eat it.
And they shall eat the flesh in that night. Roast with fire and unleavened bread, which we had here. And with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof. Well, we had 4 legs of lamb, which we actually got from the butcher and seen them cut it, right? And you shall let nothing of it remain. And the morning and that which remaineth of it until the morning you shall burn with fire, to show you that you cannot have none left before the next day. And anything left must be burned. But that's really no issue. Everyone just got rid of it. That was good. And this shall you eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Now, why was the Most High telling Israel to eat the meat in haste, with our sword on and everything ready?
To remind them that that's what the children of Israel did when they were told to leave Egypt.
But why was they told? Because reading the story, why was they told to be fully girded, ready to go for the Passover?
Pharaoh was coming.
Exactly. He knew that eventually Pharaoh was going to make up his mind to chase Israel. So he knew what was stirring up in Pharaoh's heart. So he told him, listen, make sure when y'all do this thing, and don't forget, because the spirit was going to come and kill Pharaoh's son too. Okay. Read on. Oh, what verse are we at here?
Verse 11.
Okay, I'm going to read up into 14. And thus you shall eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And you shall eat it in haste. It is the Most High's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. Against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. Ahiah is the Most High. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial. And you shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout all your generations. You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. That means this day is to be kept forever according to the Most High. So my question, and it's a rhetorical question, and maybe some Christian out there can answer, why is it that they don't keep this as a memorial to the Most High forever? And why do they keep Easter instead? Now I can show you real quick why, or the reason. They'll give you an excuse, but we're going to uncover that too. Let's get Acts 12 and 4, and you're going to see why Christians might decide that they want to follow Easter. First of all, they lied to them and told them that Christ rose on Easter Sunday, between Good Friday and Easter Sunday, when it's impossible to get 3 days between Friday and Sunday. I mean, it's not hard to count to 3. Right? That was a great deception. Let's read Acts 12 and 4.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 12, verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison, and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
Read it again.
And when he had apprehended him, he brought him in prison, or put him in prison, and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
Read the next verse.
Verse 5. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto the Most High for him.
Now, when you look at this verse, you would think that, okay, they have a reason to believe Easter is a day that should be celebrated because Easter is in the Bible. Well, here's a greater deception. When you look at the word Easter in Acts, the 12th chapter, you would never guess what word is there. Passover. The word in the Greek is Passover. If you don't believe me, get a Strong's Concordance and look at Acts, the 12th chapter and the 4th verse. So the question I have is, if you know the word Passover was there, why did you inject Easter? The reason is the pagans replaced it Passover with Easter, the same way they replaced the word Passover with the word Easter. That's the day they're celebrating the goddess Astar, the mother of the virgin child Tammuz. That they've switched from Mary, from Semiramis to Mary. Okay.
Also, if you can just read verse 3.
Read it.
Acts chapter 12, verse 3. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
Then were the days of what?
Unleavened bread.
Read it again.
And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
We know the days of unleavened bread is after what? Passover. Which is when the sun go down tomorrow night, will be the beginning of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You got it? You got Passover, then you got the Feast of Unleavened Bread on the day afterwards. Got that? All right, let's go and let's read 15. You've got 15 through 20, right?
21.
Through 21, yes. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the seventh day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the seventh day there shall be an holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat. That only may be done of you. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread.
Okay, let's do that again. Let's read the 18th and 19th verse one more. There's something key in this.
15 and 16? I just finished 16.
15 and 16, yeah. Let's read those two.
7 days ye shall eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the seventh day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the seventh day there shall be an holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat. That only may be done of you.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever.
As an ordinance forever. So what is this showing? This showing the first day is a feast, and in the seventh day shall be a feast. So what is this showing here? Anyway, you can count to 7, right? So when is the next holy convocation? Huh? No, count 7 days. We're on the 14th day. You count 7 days. On the 21st day, exactly, is the feast. That ends the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's the 7-day celebration. Still, everything in 7. You got that? So we'll have, go ahead.
You got leavened bread in your freezer. You need to get it out.
Well, there is some level of grace with that, knowing that our people are suffering.
I forgot again.
I'm saying, our people are suffering, and there's some level of grace as we come closer to the end. You know, we're learning, we're rehearsing the righteous acts. Some people can't afford to put bread out of their house. They can't even afford bread. So we would advise someone just to throw out bread out of their house. Usually when it's coming up on the Passover anyway, we try to be scarce up until the time that we do the Passover, where there's no bread or any bread to really put out anyway. So it's good to calculate that.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Read.
verse 18. In the first month, on the